One technology I used in the process of making my product was Safari. During research stages, I was able to search throughout the web to find a series of results that I could then narrow down into finding the information that I found relevant, and then look into this. Perhaps it could be a social networking site, and a lot of this would give me insight on how to make a professional product. I also used Blogger. Blogger was a software I was able to upload all of the stages of my production and, title it and organise it in a way that could be understood by somebody. Safari was particularly useful when I was trying to research different films and their target audiences. The website PartOne helped me with this, and this was accessible via Safari. Also in research, I was able to access websites such as Star Trek Into Darkness official website, which provided useful access and information on their marketing campaign, and I could then build from this to create my product. Prezi was a software that I used to create a lot of presentations. These presentations could easily be embedded in a Blogger once I'd finished them. To create Prezi, it was very simple, and I could, put a title in and then information and then import a picture or a video from YouTube. This is particularly useful in planning because I could put shots of professional products and compare them to the shots I'd flat planned or things that I'd already created, and also during production I could also analyse this. Whenever I finished any kind of video product, I was able to upload it and get feedback on it through this website called YouTube. It was also very easy to embed it into my blog and analyse it from there, especially with things like Prezi already spoken about. Board is an online software used for designing rooms for people, but I was able to use it by uploading my own images as a kind of way to make a collage. I especially used this when I was trying to identify forms and conventions of a superhero film and a comedy film and trying to blend these two together. It was an interesting way of adapting some software to the way that I wanted it to work to help with my research and planning. After Effects is a software that I am particularly new to. I was able to use this software to create the logos for the production companies at the beginning of my trailer. From this I could make 3D layers and use a lot more complex animation than I would have been able to do in Final Cut Express. I could add text layers really easily and animate these and colour these without much problem, and it's very easy to render and then to import into my trailer edit. Final Cut Express was the main software I used for editing my trailer. I also used it in the planning stages when I was creating my storyboard and then making it into an animatic. It was very easy software to use where I could put layers on top of each other. This was particularly useful when I tried to create the texts. Creating text on the trailer was not very difficult, which is why I made it for the production logos. It was very easy to change colours and to make it zoom in. I could create key points that would then make things zoom slowly and move around, and I think that it was a very effective way to use this technology. I could also slow down clips and speed them up. I particularly used the speeding up when I was using the fighting to imitate that it was proper action rather than they were faking it. So I think that without this technology I might have struggled to do this. I chose to use this software to create all the text in my product because I thought that it was the easiest and simplest way to get it done and also create a very effective looking into titles. I also used Final Cut Express in my evaluation stages because I was able to provide voiceovers in pieces of analysis and also create picture screens and while analysing the text with a photo booth format, with having the two comparable professional text and ordinary text side by side. Photoshop is a software I use to create all of my print products. Even though it's a complex software, it does allow a really great degree of flexibility and I really could do whatever I wanted. A particular tool that I couldn't have done without was the cutting tool that allowed me to trace around my characters and get rid of the background. This allowed me to place them on top of each other and create a group picture and also import my own backgrounds to give them this kind of cartoon universe that they have in the posters. In the evaluation stages, I was able to exploit this by creating what would have been the greater marketing campaign, such as being on a bus or being a cardboard cutout in the cinema. So I was able to adapt what I'd already created and then create more with it in the evaluation stages and then analyse how this could have worked in my campaign.